Good evening, everyone. Happy Easter. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. But we're out here, and I'm going to kind of do a walk around of before, so you can see it before and after. Go over a little bit about how our water runs and where it comes from. But I thought I'd show you this little guy that was out here. Little horned toad or horned lizard. Cute little guy. Let's put him on the ground and let him run away. Okay. Makes my day finding those guys. It's one of the coolest things that lives out here, I think. I kind of like the little geckos we have too. But we're up here in what would be the southwest corner of my property. My property line is right about there where that Ocotillo's at. So right in here, water starts up here on this hill. There's a ravine just on the upper part that comes down and then comes through and then comes this way. And it's pretty wide in its flow. Doesn't do much erosion. So most likely we'll start with a smile here, catching this, and then slowly working it, those smiles down. Now over here, this is where the first of the flow from the 5 acres comes. It comes through right there, comes here, and then starts going down all the way that way. And it really comes in, whatever doesn't come in over there, comes in here. So we've got a lot to control this one. But we're going to concentrate mostly on the stuff coming off the hill here on my property first. So, like I said, the first one's going to go about here. And we'll do something going all the way down. And you can kind of see how the water flows. If you look, you'll see the trenches here. And that gives you an idea where to start digging. Now over here, you can see where it comes off the road. It empties out and then basically makes a mad dash down to the last pit we put in down there. So several's going to go in here. And then, of course, what comes in from up there where I was just showing you kind of narrows down right through here. So more opportunities here. Then, of course, what comes off that hill comes down through here. So that'll catch a large area. Over here, we have a totally different flow coming down. It comes through a little kind of V shape in here. I've already stacked rocks up there to slow it down, but then it comes through and you can see where it enters here. And then more comes in over here. So again, another perfect area to put a smile to catch those and start controlling it coming down. And it kind of all meets right about here. You can see how wide the flow gets from there to there. And then it used to branch, oddly enough. It would go here, and you can see, that's when I say you can see, I'm talking about this right here, the flow. Now, we've already put that in for the flow coming in from this side. That's what that massive one is. And anything from over here is going to go into that pit down here. So we'll put in several to spread it. And that's what we're looking to do here, is just spread the water, keep it in place, and stop it from moving. Now, over here, we have another inlet of water flow that comes from right there. Another bowl shape right there, and it comes down and goes through here. And you can see that's a large amount. But we also have the flow from over here that comes through right in here. So they meet up here. this is a good place to put a very large bowl. But we don't want to divert it away from going into our already existing here. So large bowl output going this direction. And then we'll put another large bowl over in here to go into our lower sections down here. You can see how it flows pretty good, and it comes through and dumps out in here. Now from here it goes into a series of bowls which ultimately go here to here to here. It's going to split and go that way, and one going that way. Now that's pretty much going to take care of the stuff that we have coming from our land. And as I've said before, that 5-acre flow is something totally different. It's going to have to be worked on differently. It's going to have to be planned differently. So we've already started putting in a channel going down to that last ditch area. And so we'll start with that. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see them, there's one rock dam going here, and they go all the way up that hill. So that's one thing that's already taken care of. I'm trying to find this guy. Isn't that gorgeous? That is a Mojave indigo plant. They only seem to grow on these rocky areas. And it's a lesson on the importance of observation. If you came out here 10 months out of the year, almost 11 months out of the year, you would think this tree is dead. But for 1 month, it puts on some green, then it puts on a show. And the show is amazing. When they go into full bloom, I'll come out and do a video on them so you can truly appreciate how purple this hillside turns on these bushes. It's absolutely beautiful. Now over here, I've got other videos on it, but I can kind of show it real quick. The flow that starts up here in this corner and comes down, hits all these pits and rock dams, going down, and then goes into the center of our land. Same thing with everything over in this direction, going into the center of our land. That's all been taken care of. So once we get this area done, we're kind of done with earthworks. And it's just planting and reinforcing and waiting for the rain. Looks totally different now. All those bushes gone. Kept the ones that are important to us, the indigos, of course, the white ratanes, the cacti, the buckwheats, and things like that. And we trimmed down all the sages. Now, all those sages come back. I showed you what they look like either last week or the week before last. And when you trim them, how they come back so beautiful. Same thing goes with the creosote. Trim them down to the ground, they come back as nice little bushes. And not only will this help with water retention, but it's also going to make it very difficult for wildfire just to come running through here. And all that dry sage, it would. I mean, I've lit one of them sages up and it just goes up like a matchstick. Just push. It's kind of funny. Kind of sad too. That's why the wildfires are so bad in the desert, is that there's no moisture and everything is dry. So hope everybody's having a wonderful Easter. Take care of each other, and we'll see you next week. Oh, before I go, I'm going to put a montage of flower pictures that are going on right now at the end of this. So it's just a look at some of the colors that we get to see on a yearly basis. And I hope you enjoy it.